Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and yeah, I didn't want to see this movie, but the reason doing this review is because a few folks actually wanted to hear my opinion on Ron Turn 5, I guess because I like Ron Turn. I think Rob Schmidt, the director, he should get chances to do more stuff. He only did like one other film, The Alphabet Killer, and like an episode of Masters of Horror or something, and he hasn't done much, which is sad because I thought he did a really good job with the first Ron Turn. Ron Turn 2, definitely lower budget, but I like some of the characters, or I like some of the twists on the characters. Like, oh my god, the black guy lived, and he wasn't. He was actually a decent guy. He wasn't an ass or a comic relief, and I like some of the stuff they twisted around. Thought it made it more interesting of a film. Ron Turn 3 I hated. Ron Turn 4 I hated. You want to know why? You can check it on. I have all the reviews for the Ron Turn films on my channel. I I'll say this: if you like Ron Turn 3 and 4, you'll probably like this film. I don't like Ron Turn 3 and 4. I hate those fucking movies. And this film takes place after Ron Turn 4, because Ron Turn 4 was a prequel, just what we needed. Now Ron Turn 5 is a sequel to a prequel, and it's called Ron Turn 5. Great. It's directed by the same guy who directed Ron Turn 3 and 4 also. So this guy doesn't know how to direct. Because he directed shit like Sharktopus, Cyclops, Ron Turn 3, Ron Turn 4, and Ron Turn 5. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be mean to the guy, but the Clan O'Brien, I think these movies suck. So I don't know what the problem is. But the movies he directed have sucked. The Ron Turn films that sucked, they've all been directed by you. Ron Turn 1 and 2, in my opinion, were good. The rest sucked, and you directed all the rest. 3, 4, and now this one. And this film, there's not even much to it. The plot is, once again, West Virginia town. They're hosting this Mount Man festival around Halloween. Something about this massacre that was done in the 1800s. And it's like people wear masks, and they wear like, hippie or hillbilly clothes or whatever. And most of the town's going to go to this concert. That's what these 5 kids are going to. The opening is basically this woman is running. She's a reporter covering the festival. She gets her middle finger cut off because you have the same 3 killers. Because again, this is a sequel to the prequel. So right off the bat, you already know that A, these 3 killers are going to live, and B, that everyone else is going to die. It's just like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning. You know who's going to live and who's going to die. You know it. There's not even any question marks to it. That's why I hate a lot of prequels, because you already know the fucking outcome of the story before you even see it. So, she sees Dud Bradley, and of course I'm thinking, oh, it's Dud Bradley, he's a bad guy. Because it's Dud Bradley, it's fucking Pinhead. Even in that Pumpkinhead sequel, he was a bad guy. It's like, you see Dud Bradley, he's going to be a bad guy. But he pretends to be a good guy, hiding her, but lo and behold, he gets an axe and hits her. And I guess the audience is supposed to be shocked, but I'm not, because I'm like, it's Dud Bradley, of course he's a killer. So it's really lame opening for that. Uh, the 2 things I could say good is you got some gory, kind of inventive kills, and Doug Bradley's good. He deserves a better movie. Basically, the 5 kids are going. They almost hit Doug Bradley. They go back. They think he's unconscious. He's not. And cuts one of the kids, and the cops come and they arrest everybody and bring them back. And the 3 killers, from Ron Turner said they don't like that, so they go off to rescue their dad. Because I guess Doug Bradley, he was his character was a serial killer for like 30 years, and now he thinks of these guys as his boys. I don't know if he's supposed to be like the leading up to the old man in the first film, the one that has like that 1-2 teeth that you see at the very beginning and end of Ron Turner. I don't know if it's supposed to be leading up to that character, because again, this is a prequel, or it's someone completely different. I have no idea, and really, I don't care. And also, I don't know if Doug Bradley planned for those kids to almost hit him, and him and his boys were going to fuck him up. I don't know. If that's the case, that's a shitty plan. What if the kids hit your ass? You walked in the middle of the fucking road. Again, you're walking in the middle. You're crossing the fucking road without looking both ways. You're an idiot. Or if it was planned, you're still a dumbass because the kids could just hit your ass. Boom, dead. End of story. So either way, it's like, what? And then basically, yeah, you get some gore, some titties, but I can see porn for titties. A lot of them, and they're better than this movie. I can see a lot of movies for gore. I can see Dead Alive, I can see Friday 13th, Evil Dead, hundreds of other films for gore. This has nothing else going for it. You don't care about any of the characters. You don't know much about any of the characters. You don't care about the actors. They really do nothing story-wise, plot-wise, or anything at all, really. It's a very lazy film. So basically, those three killers, they come up with, they do this stuff that I'm like, they could have just looked at the sheriff's office. Which, by the way, what happens here, real quick, is one of the kids says, because all the kids are locked up, and one of the kids says, "I did it. Let them go. I did it. I'll take full responsibility." And the sheriff's like, "Okay, I didn't know you could do that." I'm like, "Really? You could just say, okay, I take your word for it. You guys can go. I need the space anyway." Really? Great job, Sheriff. And this girl playing the sheriff, maybe she could play a sheriff in a CW show, but no, you don't buy her as a sheriff. She's so small, she could barely hold the fucking shotgun, man. It's fucking stupid. But basically, these three killers, they go on this plan where they take down a telephone pole so that people's cell phones don't work. And they go to a power plant and they fuck shit up so all the power in the town's gone. I guess there's no one else in the town because they're all at the festival. And long story short, well, no, it's not. I'm like, why are you doing all this? All you could do is go to the sheriff's office, peek around, see that there's one little girl, woman, who you don't buy as the sheriff, because one deputy gets his ass killed because he's so stupid that he sees three guys coming, including one with a fucking crossbow, and he still has his hand on his hip saying, "Oh, freeze! There's a guy with a crossbow coming at you! What do you think he wants? An autograph? Shoot the son of a bitch." No, he gets his ass shot. Then you get some bad CGI where he gets his ear nicked off, bad CGI, and a knife in the head with some bad CGI blood. And then with the other deputies at the festival getting his dick wet, you see some titties, but I can watch a porn for titties, you know. But like, why are they doing this? They could just look at the sheriff's office and go, okay, there's three of us, we got weapons, there's one girl, we could lure her out and kill her. Problem, but whatever. They need to stretch that running time. And so even when the power goes out, like, Doug Bradley tells her, "Hey, my boys are coming, this and that," and the sheriff doesn't believe him for some reason. I'm like, why don't you believe this guy? This guy tells you that his boys are coming. It just so happens that you find out he's a serial killer for like 30 years. You find this out on your computer, and the power goes out, and he tells you what's happening, and you decide not to believe him? Oh, whatever. This is one of the dumbest fucking sheriffs. Stupid bitch. Dumbest sheriffs. And the kills, like, the rest of the kids had gone to the motel. One girl leaves, gets, cut with a knife and rips so guts fall out. One guy gets his legs broken and then used for bait, then he gets hit with a truck. Two of them are stupid enough. "Oh, we gotta go out to sea." I'm like, dude, the girl's dead. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. But no, they go out, two of them. There's a guy right in front of them, but they can't shoot him with a shotgun worth of shit. They run. You obviously know it's a trap. They get knocked out. And then this is pretty much you get the goriest scene in the movie where one guy's buried up to his neck. One guy's chained with his leg. And then they have like this corn husking machine. Like this machine that you go over has like these like drills thing that, for the corn. Runs over a guy's head. The other, runs over his body and gets ripped apart into it. So you get some, granted, gory deaths. But I've seen a lot of movies with gory deaths. I really have. Doesn't impress me. But I guess if you like Wrong Turn 3 and 4, you'll like Wrong Turn 5. I'm not saying that's bad that you did. I just, not for me. I think it sucks ass. There's just nothing to it. Then who's left? One guy, okay, you gotta make for run for it. The guy goes, gets his ass caught, and he's like put in a barrel and roasted. The sheriff is a dumbass. She gets her ass killed by knocked out, tied up, and then the place is on fire, and either she burns up or she puts her feet to the ground because it's like this contraption where a shotgun's right at her. So she puts her feet to the ground, her head blows up. So the place is burning up. She can't get out, so she doesn't do that. Her head blows up. And then this other girl, the last girl, she was so stupid enough, she lets Doug Bradley out of jail instead of just shooting him in the fucking head. He's like, you do that and you'll live. So what did, of course, you know, she gets stabbed in the eyes and is walking off. So last scene is she gets picked up, and of course Doug Brown is game, and she screams, and they drive off into the night, and that's the end of the movie. That's what I mean. There's really nothing to this movie. I mean, I guess you did a couple of gory death scenes that are a little bit inventive. Doug Bradley's good, but piss poor acting by the rest. Really piss poor characters. There's nothing to these characters. You don't know anything about them. You know, there's no reason to like them. They had humor. It never worked. It was never funny. The plot line, I mean, Doug Bradley puts in jail. They had him out of jail. Wow. What did he do? Like, talk about thin story. I know you're not looking at these for stories. I know. I like Friday the 13th films, man. But I think they have better characters, or they have more going for them, man. I'd rather watch Friday the 13th Part 3 than this shit. At least it has, you know, good music. It's got good kills as well. I think it actually has better acting. I'm not kidding. At least the ending is more entertaining. You know how it's going to end. It's a fucking prequel. You know that these people aren't going to die, the killers. And you know these new characters are going to die. So you know the ending because it's a fucking prequel. Shitty directing. You know, once in a while you get some CGI blood, which you're like, why? Piss poor characters, dumb decisions. The fuck? I mean, again, this sheriff gives like these two guys shotguns, so they all have shotguns. They all have shotguns, and they all still get killed. These guys have like an axe and a knife and maybe a bow and arrow. You're in a fucking sheriff station. You got shotguns, and you still get your asses killed. I'd blow fucking Doug Bradley's head off. Fuck it, he's a serial killer. Fuck him. Let him die. Blow his fucking head off. And stay up until... Because she even says she called someone and the marshals or whatever are coming the next morning. You hold yourselves up. There's like one fucking door they can come through. They do. Shoot them in the fucking face. You got 3 people at least with shotguns. You have more folks. But no, they're so stupid they get themselves killed. I mean, so this film's lame. It's a 4.1 IMDb. That's way too high. There's nothing to this film. It's boring. It was tedious. Yeah, Doug Bradley's good, but give him a better role. Better role in a movie. If you love this film, be my guest. You can feel free to explain. You can feel free to explain what's so great about this movie, other than a couple of good gore deaths. But go watch his Saw films. Go watch Friday the 13th. You'll get them there too. There's nothing else to this movie. So anyway, please let this franchise die. I don't know how Wrong Turn became a franchise, but I like the first 2, but fuck the rest and fuck this movie. This movie can kiss my ass.